Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm really sorry because it has been quite a while since I last posted a video, but if you watched my last video that I posted, you'll appreciate why, because I've started a new job. I'm working like 40 hours a week and it's pretty intense. Going from travelling to full-on 40 hours of work a week, it takes it out of you, it really does. So I've just not really been feeling in the mood to film a video, but I promise you this one is going to be a good one. This one is going to be exciting because I've been keeping a secret from you guys and it's been so hard to keep this secret. I really wanted to do a video about it sooner, however it just wasn't the right time, and yeah, I'll explain later on in the video, but you'll see that basically I couldn't film the video up until now. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy this video and are as excited about the little secret that I've been keeping as I am. Alright, see you at the end of the video. Welcome to the van. If you want to follow me, I'll head round to the back. Ignore this side. It's a work in progress at the moment, I'll explain later. So I never did end up explaining why the door is as it is, but essentially when we bought the van, the license plate lights weren't working for some reason. It wasn't the bulbs, it was something to do with the wiring, and when the electrician came out he needed access behind that door, and so we had to take all the panelling off that door, and we've not got around to putting it back on yet. But on this side we have the bathroom. Have a lovely mirror. It came to us nice and cracked. It's even got a little light that'll turn on and off. Looks like we need to put some new batteries in that one. So then you've got all the essentials in here, all the bathroom stuff. As you can see, this is our lovely bed. We do have to sleep this way around, so I don't think either of us are sure to go across lengthways. And the plan is to put some sort of shelving or storage over here and on the other side as well, just so we can get a little bit more sort of storage space and things in, so for like books or for our phones and things we can just reach for them easily when we're in bed. And then this is where the magic happens down here. So in these drawers here, this is the wardrobe, so the bottom one is mine at the moment. So as you can see, this is where we've got everything stored, lots and lots of storage. I think there's actually more space in here than there is in my wardrobe in the current place that we're in. And then the one above with Myron's stuff is exactly the same. So they've just got these little screws on them to just stop them rattling around. So yeah, that was the same as the one below. And then this one, this is the kitchen. Our gas stove here, our little camping stove, and then we have a tap, and it actually does running water, so there's a pipe round the back. If you come in closer you can see there's a little pipe round the back over there, and that connects up and it connects to the water, and then you can actually run the tap and have water and do some washing up in there. So it just stores really nicely with the gas stove just there, and the gas bottle is also behind there where that pipe is. The rest of the kitchen's just got all the utensils and all the cooking equipment you could ever need. Water for the van is stored in this long pipe here. So you take the top off at this end, put the water in, it stores it in there, and then when you want to do the washing up, you connect it up here, and then there's a pump, so when you turn the tap on it pumps the water through. But we were thinking we could also somehow attach some sort of shower nozzle to this, so you could do a wild camping, stand here and wash your hair and have a little shower. So that's that one. And then there's also a solar panel on the roof, which I don't think you can see very clearly, but it's up there. And we have a battery, a big battery inside the van, just down here. That is powering everything, so that's what our fridge just here is powered on. So you've got another little storage space down here, so this is where the camping chairs usually sit. Myron's shoes are currently in there, and then the table usually goes at the back here. Inside here, as you can see, we've got our lovely fridge. And it's great because the fridge locks, which means the door doesn't swing open when you're driving. So yeah, got plenty of room for everything in there. And then we've just got 2 additional storage cupboards for food and anything else that we want to put in there. And we've got curtains and lighting on the ceiling and around the edges, and then extra storage. And then there's just the cab at the front. And then there's also more storage under here. So under the bed, it's just like a big wooden box, and these actually lift up. But if you don't want to lift it up because the bed's on top like it is at the moment, you can unhook the sides and it just opens up. So we've got like a basket full of tools and things like that, but there's still quite a lot of space under there, so we're just still trying to figure out what is going to go where when we end up doing our long road trip. We're also trying to figure out what to do for storage in terms of this area here, just here. The previous owners had this on the back seat. It's looking a little bit sorry for itself though, but it is quite good in terms of storage and things. And then there's this box in the middle because, as you can see, there's quite a big gap here, but we feel like we could use the space better. The only problem is that the fridge currently opens like this way, and we did try and swap this to this side and it's fixed on like ridiculously tight. We even used a electric drill and couldn't get it to do it, so we think we're going to have to leave it so that the door continues to open like this way. So that just means that we can't really put anything in here that's permanent. But if anyone's got any ideas or has a van and has done something with theirs, it'd be great to know, just because I feel like otherwise this is sort of wasted space really, and it'd be good to have a little bit more storage for it. And then this is the cab area. So this is the cab at the front, and to be fair, this is the place where we spent the most time so far, and we've just been driving it about because it's our only vehicle at the moment, and it's pretty good. It does feel a little bit stressful because it's the biggest thing either of us have ever driven, so it is a little bit stressful sort of going around small streets and things, but actually on the motorway it's fairly chilled, and we want it for that purpose anyway. We're going to do a really long journey, and we're basically going to go around the outside of Australia, do a big lap, and so hopefully it'll be perfect for that. It's got cruise control, which is Myron's favourite thing to use when we're driving. The only thing that is a bit weird is that this button here, that is the handbrake. So you have to press the little pedal down there with your foot to put the handbrake on, and then you have to pull that to take it off, which is a little bit confusing. And we've both had our fair few forgetful moments where we've forgotten to do that. Just getting used to that one. And the other thing is, obviously you have a bit less visibility driving a van compared to a car. So we've got this here, and it's like a reversing camera, and it just means you can see out the back a lot more easily, which is really nice. But yeah, all in all, it's a really nice little van. It's a 2007 Mercedes Vito, and we bought it off another couple who were leaving Australia, and it literally came with everything that you can see in it. We've not added anything to it so far, so we're just trying to figure out what we want to do with it really, and we also can't figure out what we want to call it. So if anyone's got any ideas of names for our van, then it'd be much appreciated. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the little van tour, and yeah, if anybody's got any suggestions for storage options and ideas, or what you did with your van, or names, like I said, that would be great. Please put them in the comments below. It'd be lovely to hear your ideas and suggestions. But otherwise, I think we are going to go make some dinner before it goes dark. Alright, there we have it. What do you think? I hope you're as excited as I am about our new van. Honestly, it's fantastic. It's so good. The reason that it took us, well, the reason it took me so long to post this video and to share it with you guys was because We actually had a few issues in terms of registering the van and getting it all sorted at the start. So we bought the van and it was registered in Queensland, and we're currently living in New South Wales, but we're right on the border, sort of between the two areas. And so we had to get it registered in New South Wales because that's where our residential address is currently. And in order to do that, there was a lot of hoops and things that we had to jump through, which made it quite tricky. And one of them was a roadworthy test. So if you're from the UK, it's probably like the equivalent of an MOT, but it had to do this test for the first time because it's the first time of it being registered in Queensland. So it had to get a certain test done on it, and unfortunately it failed this test the first time because the license plate lights weren't working, which was a little bit frustrating. And when we looked into it, it wasn't just a bulb that wasn't working either, it's some sort of wiring issue. So we had to call out a mobile electrician who specialised in cars to come and look at that one for us. Bear in mind, I'd had to drive this car to the original appointment to get this roadworthy thing with no license plates, with no insurance, because you're not allowed to get the insurance or the license plates until you've done this roadworthy thing. And it was one of the first times I'd actually driven this van, so it was incredibly stressful. But anyway, so cut a long story short, it all worked out in the end. We did have a few more hiccups along the way because somebody hadn't deregistered it properly, like further back down the line in a different state, and so we had a couple of issues registering it and getting the insurance and things done. But it's all sorted now, and I'm super excited for all the trips and all the adventures that we're gonna have in it. And yeah, we honestly slept so well in the van when we were staying in it the other night, and it was just, yeah, it felt really cozy, really comfy, really safe, and I can't wait to do more adventures in it. I think the only thing that I'm a little bit apprehensive about is that we don't have a portable toilet in there or anything, so we're going to look into doing that. However, we need to have somewhere to store it because I don't want it to be constantly out in the van and making things smell, so need to figure that one out as well. But yeah, it's very exciting, and it's just so nice to be able to get around again easily, because before we were just going around on bikes and using public transport, and where we're staying at the moment everything's quite sort of spread out and the public transport is not the best, and so it was getting quite tricky to get to places, and it meant that we couldn't do our activities and things that we enjoyed because we just couldn't physically get there after work. So it's really nice having the van, even if we are literally like transporting this huge van around all the time. It's just amazing having a way of getting around that's our own as well, that isn't a hire car, and yeah, we can do what we want with it. So like I said in the video, we're looking at some more storage options and also a van name. So if anybody has any ideas of storage options for that area that I pointed out in the video, the wooden area next to the fridge, ideally we want somewhere where we can sit, like some little seats of some kind that can also duo as storage and then can be put away again, because the bed is really high and we can't actually sit up on the bed. Even if we wanted to just chill and play like card games or something or watch a film, we actually can't sit up in there. And so when we tested it at the weekend, we spent most of the time sitting in the cab at the front, just on the seats there. So any advice from anybody who has a van, or even if you don't have a van and you have some ideas, please put them in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. And then in terms of like the storage on the sides of the van, we're thinking of doing some sort of like netting that is elasticated, and so it'll just hold things up nice and close against the sides. The only issue with that is, again, everything I've seen is black and I want white netting. I want it to fit with the aesthetic of the van that's going at the moment, sort of the white and the wood. So gonna have to do a bit of research into that and see what's available and whether we have to make it ourselves. I think we're probably gonna end up having to make something ourselves because it's a custom sized van, it's unique, so we'll figure it out eventually. But at the moment it all works, and the actual like mechanics of the van are really good as well. It seems to have been well looked after. It's got a fairly low mileage and it's a diesel, so that's really great, because diesels usually last longer in terms of mileage anyway. But yeah, I think all in all, we're really happy with the purchase, and I think the only thing that we're going to have to do in the near future, sort of mechanical wise, is we think that the glow plugs need changing. We think that they've never ever been changed before, and the van's done about, I want to say it's done about 300,000 kilometres, which is not an awful lot for a van that age anyway, and after a while they will go anyway, so I think we probably need to get those done. And then we do have a warning light on for our reversing bulbs at the moment, so I've had a look at that one today and I've checked the bulbs, and again can't see anything wrong with the bulbs, so I think we might have to call out the auto electrician again. But all in all, I think we've done pretty well considering we bought it off Facebook Marketplace. There could have been a lot more things go wrong with it, and I'm just relieved that it's all registered, it's officially ours, and that we can actually drive it on the road now and start our adventures. So I've literally spent probably about a couple of hours today planning all the little adventures we want to do on our weekends off around here, and then we need to start planning our big road trip. So if any of you have done a road trip around Australia, or like backpacked around Australia, or been in a van or anything like that, and you have recommendations of places that like you need to go to, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear like your suggestions and where you loved going, just because there's all the obvious places that everybody talks about, but I bet there's some hidden gems that people don't know about, and I'd love to go to those sorts of places as part of our trip as well. So any advice you've got would be fantastic. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave the video there for now, otherwise it's going to get ridiculously long. But if you want a more detailed video about the registration process, or how it works like buying a van in Australia as a foreign citizen and getting it registered and everything, then please let me know and I can do one of those for you, because I have to say it was something that we didn't really know anything about, and we had to ask a lot of people for help with that, and I couldn't find an awful lot of information online. So if anybody wants a video about that, let me know and I can do one of those for you and explain things in more detail. But for now, I will say goodbye and I'll see you in my next video, and hopefully it won't be over a month before I post again. Hopefully I can get back in the swing of things and get posting again every single week, because I kind of miss making videos. I've missed chatting to you guys on YouTube, and I don't know, I just really like YouTube. I really like making the videos, and not only is it like an amazing memory for me to have in the future of my time in Australia, but also I love being able to share it with people and also hear your guys' responses and see what your experiences were doing the things that I'm doing as well. So yeah, anyway, I'm rambling, so I'm gonna go, but thank you so much for watching. If you've made it to the end, that's amazing. Thank you so much, because I really have rambled in this video, and I will see you in my next video. Alright, bye guys.